welcome to another video. So my idea for this week is because I had this huge, kind of like a yarn roll, but of woolly polyester stuff. So I wanted to make a really big thing with it. I didn't end up going too big, but it's decently big, especially compared to my last needle felted creature. But this time I wanted to make a pink axolotle. And I find that this weird mixture of wool and polyester stuff is really a lot softer and nicer than the stuff that came with the kit. It's so nice feeling. It's almost like really, really soft hair, but also not like hair. So like a mixture between really soft fabric and hair. So if fabric became hair. Yeah, basically what it feels like. So I thought it was really a lot nicer, and it seemed to build up easier. Like, I don't know if I was just putting it on in thicker chunks, but it seemed to just build up faster than the other one, which I'm not complaining about. It was actually a lot nicer. So I ended up finishing this one even quicker than my last one, even though it was bigger, which was nice. At the beginning, I was actually kind of worrying that I wouldn't make it long enough. Like, I wouldn't have enough time to make it a video because I was going really quick. But then I ended up doing it for like an hour and 15 minutes, so I had plenty. At the beginning there, I was needle felting, and then I must have shut off the camera or something, because it just didn't record part of it for like a whole 8 minutes of me stabbing. And I didn't even know. So that was pretty weird. Well, anyways, while I was doing this, my arm already was hurting, and doing this repetitive thing it really takes a toll on your arm. And the reason my arm was hurting is because I went to an arcade, and there's this game where you throw these balls at clowns and then you try and knock them over. And I think I probably played that about 15 times. So my arm was dying, and it still is. 3 days after, it's still dying. Well, I like to listen to music while I do stuff like this, because otherwise it's kind of boring just sitting here stabbing at something. It's not very interesting. Especially when it's just one color. I thought about making like a really, really big one. Like a huge one, but then I thought about it some more, and I'd probably need to use the entire roll. Unless I had like a big foam ball to put inside of it, because I like to put these foam balls inside so I don't have to use as much of the wool yarn stuff. I don't even know what it is. But so that way I don't have to use so much of it. I think I saw online somebody did that. I also think it was in the little booklet that came with it. It had instructions to make a little character, but I decided to just make one of myself because it's funner that way. I kind of used a reference for this, but I kind of didn't at the same time. I wanted to make like arms for it that like bended and then had like little feet, like little toes. But it didn't end up working very well, so I just cut it all out of the video. Cause because it didn't really work at all, so I just scratched it and decided to make a different one. Just kind of a little block legs, little cylinders. Well, anyways, I'm going to attempt to make the tail for the axolotle now. And I really am glad that they added those shears in this kit, because without it I would not have been able to do this, because the roll that I had, it's just one big roll, so you have the end and then it just keeps rolling off and rolling off. So I'd need to cut it, and that stuff is hard to cut. Plus the shears help to get away loose hairs that are on top when I'm done doing this part. Since I've only ever done these like circular bodies, and like, cause the last time I did, I just did a circle. Poking it in just itself and not having anything inside of it was really kind of odd and kind of difficult. Like, I see people doing it and they make the entire thing just by that. I don't even know how. Because I feel like I'd just be constantly stabbing my fingers, because I don't realize how easily it goes straight through it all. Because I was poking it with my needle, and I was just going straight through the entire thing. So I definitely recommend putting a little foam ball inside of it. I find it a lot easier to do that. And when I had to add extra body parts on top, it was way easier to add them to the place that had the foam than the place that didn't. So, I don't know. I think I have seen people like just hot glue the body parts on, which I'm sure that's more secure, but I haven't tried it, and I feel like if I did it, it would leave a lot of markings on it. Well, anyways, here's me trying to make a foot. I prefer to do just these stubby feet, because working with this is really kind of difficult, and it's hard to make tiny things. Tiny details are not easy. So doing what I wanted to do was kind of ambitious. I often see people having the needles that have like probably about 5 needles coming out of the tool, and mine only has 3, so it maybe takes faster if you have more needles in it. I don't know. Well, this is just how I attach the body parts. I just put it on where I want it and then just start stabbing into it with the tiny needle. And that's really pretty simple. And I went off and made all the other legs off camera. And then I just have to attach them all. But this one was kind of hard to attach, and it was in an area that didn't have any foam, so I had to add more of the wool stuff on top to make it stick. And in the end, the character ended up not like sitting straight. Like, the head is like pointing down. I don't know why. I think it's because I made the tail too big going downwards, so then the legs aren't even holding it up in the back. It's just the tail. So that may be why he was lopsided a little bit. Well, now I'm just gonna attach the last leg, which was giving me a bit of trouble, but I did end up getting down. And now I'm gonna work on the little earry things. Like, I don't even know what they are. I don't know. I just call them earry things because they're like where the ears should be. Would be, at least. Yeah, so I kind of just balled up a bunch and just made it a flat thing, and then I took the shears and then cut slits in it, and then as you see I used my small tool to kind of refine them a little bit and make them separate a little bit. And then I wanted to use a different color for the little flowy parts on them. I also don't know what they're called, but anyways, that part. So I decided to use a nice little minty color, which I think looks really nice since it's very pastel, and I think it looks nice with the pink. This was also very difficult to not cover up the pink too much, so then like it looks like there's not enough pink there, but also make it attached to the pink so it won't like fall off. So that was kind of hard, and I didn't want it to be completely thick. Well, anyways, I made the other one and then I attached them. And then they have this weird thing on the tail. It's kind of similar to the ear things, but bigger, but it also kind of looks like dinosaur spiky things. Well, anyways, I made that and attached them, and I made it have little ridges on them. And then I decided that I wanted a very simple face, so just dot eyeballs would be easiest. So I just ball up a bunch of it, and then I put it, just poke it in one area and keep poking it until it gets there. And the mouth looks hilarious. The face ended up kind of being lopsided over there, like one side goes out further. Well, anyways, I think the face is about done. So here's how it turned out in the end. I think it's pretty darn cute. And I added cheeky puffs, so like little blush on the cheeks. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.